interesting last little bit. I decided I wasn't going to start streaming until after dinner. I got a few things done and then sort of ran out of things to do, so I spiffed up the place a little bit. And it was just interesting because I always try to make the most of my time or whatever, and here I was just relaxed. I was just like, let's make some floor gratings. This is all dialed in, boys. I got the computer up and running and have made a bunch of spuds, and now I'm going to make some beans using this lighting plan that I'm sure is fine. I should probably check in advance, but I got three throws at it, so why not just go for it? Plus I don't even know. So execute the beans plan, lighting plan, and then let's go ahead right away, because I know you guys care about the vegetables. Let's go right away and go get that plant analyzer before we get into the fun stuff, the more fun stuff. Plant analyzer, give it to me. Give me the tablet. And then put the cart in the tablet, and let's go see what Mr. Soybean thinks of his environment right now. Lots of CO2, that's the one thing I'm sure of that I'll be happy about. 51%, we are off. Ideal temperature, pressure, right on the edge, but fine. Light, his stat is so low, I think, because he's brand new to this world. So yeah, so I should cool it down a little bit, and absolutely need to get a plan for the pressure. I do have a little bit of a plan. Right now I have a plan for the temperature, and it is thus. Double check on the outside, make sure I know what I think I know. Hunger caution. I've got a pipe on the outside radiating in tremendous amounts of cold. I guess I could have just tested it with the atmospheric. Tremendous amounts of cold. And so if I want to cool my house, I did this before and it worked just fine. I simply put a radiator on this pipe and watch the temperature drop. Ooh, 28, yeah, 25 is a good number. 28, not a good number. So it's a good thing we're fixing it. Ooh, and there's a storm. Well timed, sir. Now it's 27. And the plant's getting happier all the time about the temperature as it drops. Prove it, Quasar. Ooh, there's no nitrogen in the house at all. Can I fix that? What is this? What is this? Oops. No, that's not a crisis. What is this? I don't have any real source of nitrogen right now. That's nitrogen. And we care about that seed, so we're just going to waste some of it. Or we're going to spend some of it. There, now there's a nice percentage of nitrogen at the expense of 94 kPa for my jetpack. Good thing I don't need to go anywhere in my jetpack right now. Jetpack, run out of fuel achievement, yeah. There, now he's happy with the gases. And, oops, don't let it get too cold. 22, it's kind of cold. Wrench, don't freak out. $22 seems a little chilly, but let's see what the plant says about it. Now we're down at the lower side of the ideal, which is just where we want to be, because it'll get warmer. And growth efficiency, 102. Ba-ba-da-da. That's what we wanted to see. At the expense of the jetpack situation, which we'll have to fix. How are we going to fix the jetpack situation? We're not going to pump our limited amount of breathable air into it, that's for damn sure. And I bet the oxygen outside is too cold to just use it. Well, let's proceed with the plan, and the answer will become evident. Alright, so before we proceed with any plan, let's go ahead and fix our nutrition situation. We're just eating these bars up rather than bothering to cook anything right now. I got potatoes galore, and really, this is probably a bad idea to just keep eating cereal bars. Emergency cereal bars. But you know what? That's what I'm doing. And it's my life, and I'll do what I want. Okay, so then, where are we at with the bigger picture? Or rather, the thing we were planning to have big fun with. Where are we at? We want some volatile ice, which we have a ton of. And we want to come out here. Gee, I wish the storm would just stop so we could get on with it. Oh, look, it cleared right up. Okay, so I built out, so in our last episode, I was trying to make Constantan, and I could not get the pressure up, and I learned that gas in a regular furnace will not enter the chamber if the pressure is not higher. So as we have to get to a tremendous, well, no, don't look at my notes. I mean, my notes are great, but that's not what we want to see. We want to see Constantan. As we try to get that puppy up to 20 MPa, I'm not sure what the fuel pressure is going to need to be to ignite it and have it go that high, but it needs to be much higher than it was before when I tried it. Much higher. So, to do that, we need a lot of fuel, and to do that, we kind of need to start melting some ice and mixing it. So I'm all set with the melting ice and mixing it part of our task. Throw that in there. Be prepared to have it eat all my energy as it melts the ice. And watch that tank fill up with volatiles, right? Gets up to about 14, and then it'll push some out. And it'll keep pushing it out into this pipe and into this tank until the ice runs out. Alright, so I heard a rumor, and I wanted you guys to be here as we try it. The rumor is, I don't have the analyzer, but this thing's set to, as you saw, not release its payload until it heats up to 14, 15. And that is a setting. And all we have to do, I think, or what I was told was, read in anything at all, like this logic memory at 0 is perfect. You don't even have to set it because 0 is not valid, but it'll fix it. And write it to the crusher as the setting. And with an expectation that immediately it clears the stuff. Almost immediately. So much faster and better. I'm so happy to have learned that hack. And our pressure's going up on the volatiles. Okay, and then if you watched my Mars episode, you know that I put a bunch of chutes on here and got all prepared to do this over and over. We're not using the ice crusher that way. No, we came up with a much better plan. We just need a ton of everything. Mostly What we need to pull off what I did before is endurance to build it all. But for now, we're just going to get up to a 5 MPa in this tank. And we can keep going with this. Okay, so we're just going to keep going with this until it gets to 5 MPa. Meanwhile, we are going to go ahead and take our logic writer and our memory over to the oxidizing crusher. It's a batch writer, logic writer, and it needs to be oriented like so. And we'll just say it's the memory that tells us what to do, and we're going to do it to the crusher oxides setting one time, and it's done. And then let's go get some oxide ice, keeping an eye on the power, which is fine. So yeah, I found I was wrapping it up on Mars, getting ready to show it off, and I'm like, well, I'm not showing off wires on the floor, I'm going to spiff it up. And then I'm like, why didn't I spiff it up and enjoy it, right? It's like, you know, you're trying to sell a house and you replace the carpet for the people that are buying the house, and you never enjoy new carpet in your house. Not that I know anything about sad carpet in your house. It was sad when we moved in. We're like, oh yeah, we should do something about that. Okay, so then here we're going to crush we're going to crush the oxide ice. We're going to filter out the nitrogen into that one, put the oxygen in that one so we can mix it and make fuel. Easy peasy. Lemon quickly squeezy. Yes. How much fuel do we need to mix to get 20 MPa in the baseline furnace? That is my question for you. All right, so we'll check this. And again, we're checking what we already know, which is this is full of nitrogen. This is filling with oxygen. We've got some nice volatile pressure building, a little bit more, and we'll be where we want to be. It's all coming along so nicely. And I'm feeling much better about this game now that I'm not just barely hanging on with my fingernails and running into all kinds of crazy problems. Obviously, that makes me feel better about the game, and certainly about sharing my progress with you. So I was getting a little frustrated at trying to not be embarrassed about how shit was going earlier. And obviously it's going much better now. Watch our pressures. Oh, that's the nitrogen. We don't care so much about that. So we need twice as much volatiles as oxygen. So if we said 5 and we're good here, then this would be 2.5. So we'll just keep going a little bit longer. Not that we have to, except it's nice. I have learned that it's nice, especially when you're not using any control, any automation, any AI, to keep the mix just right based on the temperature. It's nice to have stability in that temperature because it will change the mix. That's enough. That's enough. I wonder how many moles of nitrogen in a tank it takes to get the jetpack to run. I also wonder why I would throw away nitrogen since it's not so easy to get, right, for me right now. It would seem like I'd want to use either oxygen, aplenty, good answer, or even volatiles. Probably not volatiles because you don't want to be spraying gas everywhere. Okay. gases, but not flammable gases. Temperature seems solid. Pressure going up because, holy moly, look at that. How did that happen? $88 MPa. That would burst pipes and stuff. That's quite a machine that I overloaded. That makes more sense to me. Here, 20 MPa. It's like it's smart enough, or there's a rule in there to say don't overload the output pipe if you do what I just did. Well, cool. Okay, so we've got oxygen and volatiles. We've got our mix set as if the temperatures would let us be perfect with it. Let's see what happens. Oh, and it is perfect right now. That makes me very happy. That is fuel in a very big tank that shortly we're going to compress into the input pipe of this furnace and have Constantan, which will let us do the electronics upgrades, which will let us build the advanced furnace, which will let us rock and roll. So we'll just come back when 12 kmols of volatiles and 13 of oxygen get mixed. That's going to take forever to finish that task. Don't want you or you or you, I said. Let's flip you over here and go inside where it's warm. All right, go inside where it's warm and kick back by the fire and think about the next thing. Ice, ice. Can we see the big battery out there? Yeah, it's green, so we're good. Had a little bit of scare with the, had a little scare with the breathing tank, as in the tank I was breathing from ran out and I fumbled the replacement. Had to sort all that shit out. He's not getting any fuller, and he's here when I need him, along with this beautiful warmed canister of welder fluid. Oh, check this out. So my canister of welder fluid ran out, and I made another one, and I pressurized it up, and it's right at the edge of trouble. If it hits 10, it pops. It's at 9.89. It wasn't at 9.89 when I filled it, but of course I brought it into the house to warm it up so that it could actually be used, because if it's too cold, you can't use it. And as it warmed up, it got more and more pressure, and I'm like, ooh. Pretty funny stuff, if you ask me. So what I need to do is take seriously. Oh, everything's so easy now. Take seriously, I need this room to have the atmosphere just about that it does to keep the plants happy. But that's crappy. It's crappy to put CO2 in your breathing tank. This thing should be pure oxygen. And I haven't been able to do that because I've only had one source of breathable gas since the atmosphere is so darn cold. But now I think I could breathe this gas, couldn't I? Seems a little cold at 0, but it's a lot better than minus 146, I'll tell you that. Oh, no. I just fill the canister and then I take it inside where it's warm, and then life is good. We can do that while we build up a Woohoo! Already 2.8, 2.9 already. I cannot complain about the performance of the fuel mixer today. For what I need to do, that is plenty, isn't it? Did the pressure come down on the ice crusher over here? Yes. These are idle. Well, this one, why does this one still have gas in it? And the other one doesn't? How does it even work? It's equal to the pipe. So why did this one? Oh, because the filter draws it out. That's why. This filter draws it out of the crusher. There's no mechanism at all to do that over here, is why. Thank you. Very, very good. Still have a ton of oxygen. And not quite as much of a ton, but still a ton of volatiles. And now I have a ton of fuel. Way plenty enough for what has to happen next. So now, oh, and I spread things out because, you know, you're never like, oh, I shouldn't have spread stuff out so much. It's always, oh, I wish I had a little more space to work with. It is more expensive to run more pipes and wires and whatnot across distance, but overall, no, I do think that is the way to play. I think I'm going to be really happy about that. I came in to see how much insulated pipe I'd racked up. 7 whole insulated pipes. I'm going to use insulated pipe because reasons. I'm going to use insulated pipe right off the bat because later the temperature of the gas matters. It's more efficient in a furnace. It matters a heck of a lot with the gas-powered generator and the rockets. Oh, right. And on this planet, it's not heating up, it's cooling down. And I don't want to freeze anything. I just want it to be very stable and happy. And it will be if I only use insulated pipes from here to there. And then on the output side, either vent it off into the atmosphere or go ahead and collect it. Go ahead and collect it because it's an easy source of, look at that unburned volatiles in there. It's an easy source of hot gas. That's what it's an easy source of. Oh, and I changed it up. Now I can pump out. I can pump the hot gas out. Before it was barely going over here. Now I'll just hit this button and it'll be like, oh, I'm going to fill this tank with what's in the furnace. And then I'll have a whole bunch of hot gas that I can do things with, like climate control, or whatever. How much do I have right now? Almost none. How much do I have over here? A lot. Enough to get started anyway. And I'll need steel. I don't know how much is in the machine. And then, yeah, what I need to do is just get out there with a insulated pipes, lots of steel. What I need to do is get out there with a pressure regulator and a filling utility dealio that I have out there, and an appropriate tank, which I'm going to need to make another one because I don't have an appropriate one. I have a bunch, but I don't know that they're appropriate. Actually, they're completely appropriate. Who cares what's in them? I know if I hit the jetpack inside the house, I'm going to get gas that I don't want. And right now, I don't have the freedom to say what kind of gas that is, so who cares what's in it? I'm just going to fill it up with oxygen. Top it off with oxygen. while we wait for the 17 pipe to happen. Let's just go ahead and get that going. Come on, I'm trying to play the game. Okay, so right in here is oxygen. Right in here will be pressure regulator. Yes. Where did I put down the wire? What else do we have? Pure ice water. I wonder what I'll ever do with these these frozen gas blocks. The cable that I put away for some reason. The pipe. Constantan, it's going to happen in this episode, which already is how many minutes long? I hope you're being reasonably entertained by 26 minutes of me going on and on. I need a piece here to finish this out. That's going to be right in the way, so I'm just going to go ahead and clobber over it. And then with a wrench, good. And then a utility. I want to get that flashing thing off my screen kind of badly. A utility. And then any old tank with any amount of stupid in it. I got some stupid, I'll tell you what. Oops. This stupid tank has a little bit of pollutants, otherwise you could breathe it. I just refuse to breathe it. I have a filter, a pollutants filter in my suit, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So let's use this as our random gas, since we don't have any plan for it. And think about it, when we put this in here, this will be filled with pollutants. It won't mess with the oxygen. It'll be fine. And let's bring her up to 9999. Not plugged in, not doing nothing. All that beautiful pure oxygen being wasted. Not wasted. Why is the pollutant liquid? I'll tell you what, boys, if it isn't one thing, it's another. Does that cause stress on the canister? It causes me stress. Okay, so here's how I'm going to fix this canister. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to throw it over here. Perfect. There's no problem with liquid pollutants that I'm ever going to think about again. What about this random canister of fail? Hey. What about this one? A canister of CO2. How did I even do that? I have no idea. A canister of 50-50 mix. I don't know. That was back when I was really flailing, so don't worry about me. There it is. Some nice pressurized, mostly oxygen, little CO2. We'll take it. And meanwhile, make sure this is still in a good place. Very good place. Very, very happy. Okay, and now I should be able to, there's no good reason why I couldn't do that. And look, I'm flying again. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, shall we see about that Constantan? I think we should. Bop in here and save these ores. Where do I save the ores? Up here. I just rearranged everything. And grab the remaining insulated pipes. Oh. I learned an important thing watching somebody's YouTube while I was chilling. He made the great point that if we take a valve, don't need those anymore. If we simply take a valve and put it right here, and select the one-way flavor of it, cannot place adjacent to furnace. If you put a one-way valve in there, then the chamber never backfills with anything. Do I care? Do I care? Not right now. Not right now, because if this works at all, we're going to have high pressure on the input. It's going to turn into crazy hot gas. We're not letting it go, so we don't care if there's a backflow. These valves are both closed. I'm not pumping anything out, and I'm not letting it out, so the pressure is building. So that part's right, and then under no circumstances will the temperature of this gas line change. Truck this out here somewhere. Remembering that it's all temporary, so it doesn't have to be pretty. Double check. Oh, I was going to check the temperature or the valves here, but there just ain't no valves. Ooh, there ain't no valves. I have no facility right now to pump up the pressure on that. This isn't going to work the way I need it to without a volume pump. Without a volume pump, Rooney. What was that canister on the floor? No, that's not a canister. That's my cooling pipe. My cheese cool. My low effort cooling solution. Just like that. And there's room for the wire. Yes. Kind of awkward though, putting it there. It fits. I need more pressure. Stop, no more pressure. Wouldn't it be better right there? It really would, wouldn't it? So happy to learn about that crusher trick. The crushers are a lot better when they just do what they do when you want them to do it. Okay, and we're ready for the gas. This is off, but we can turn it on. This is plumbed, so that when we want to use it, we can. And this connects to this, like so. Let's just stop making fuel, just because. And we don't need that on. These are already off. That's off. Perfect. Plenty of battery. Don't have to worry about that for the moment. I think it's the moment of truth. I think it's time to pull the proverbial trigger on the Constantan. And we don't have too much steel. We have no smelted gold, so we'll be sure and smelt some gold before we're done. Put this yellow thing back here, along with that yellow thing. Might as well store the orange thing. That's a full stack of yellow things. The Constantan mix. Those plus those equals win. Make some gold. Might as well make some silicon. Got enough backup copper. Good with the iron. It's not a ton of steel, but I'm not in the mood to make steel right now. Especially because we're going to make Constantan and we're going to upgrade the printer. We're going to come in here and say, I want to make a mod. Printer mod. I'm going to add Constantan and press the button because I'm going to already have put in the other required. Let's do it. We're not blowing up anything. We're absolutely not going to explode in our faces. And you know what? I've been playing for a while and I haven't saved. I'm just going to be all cocky and not even save at all. Not. Closed. Let's just go for it. Pow. What's the number? 1 kk minimum, 20 kPa. Not the gold. Come on now. Don't screw it up. 2 nickels. My wife's been away and she just came home, so I bet you I'm going to take a break here in just a minute. But first, Constantan. If she doesn't come and say, hello, dear, then I am just going to focus like a laser on 20 MPa. Hello. Oh, no, look, I need 4 more grams of copper to do what I'm trying to do. How did that happen? How did I get a lump of copper that isn't a complete lump? I don't know. 4 grams, what did I just say, of copper? Okay, fine. Let's take our wrench, throw that there. Wrench. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted to do at all. With a free hand. Trim that off, put it there. Set this to whatever, 4. Split. Copper ore. Stop. Stop being stupid or being so smart. take a 4-gram copper ore and throw it in the furnace. What has happened? We have no temperature to speak of. But we need pressure, so we're going to leave that pressure right where it is. Fire some more gas. Right? Oh, come on now. We need to get this pressure up on this pipe. Much higher than it is. Oh, it just stopped melting. That's where the 4 grams went. It just stopped melting. Okay, so now if we can push this thing to 20 somehow. That's probably way too much fuel if it hasn't ignited already. If it has ignited, then we're all right. Gulp. Yeah, of course it's ignited because it's really hot in there. Pressure going up nicely. Don't have to juice it, but I'm gonna. Yeah, it's topped out. No surprises when I click the ignite button. It's creeping up there, just like we want. Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Is she okay here when I go off? Okay.
Ooh, did you hear that? Oh, I just got my ear by it. I'm like, ooh, that sounded crazy, but it sounds different when you put your ear right by it. 16, inching up. A little bit farther. A little bit farther. 17. Look, we're so far from the red. Don't be a wuss, Quasar. We're going to eject into space, right? Yes. There. Make it. And then run like hell. And just like that. No big deal when you got the right build. Yay! Yay! Thanks for watching. Next time, to the moon. Well, probably not yet, but soon.